You just spoken my words. You've taken it out of my mouth. How are we ever going to get the Ghanaian to turn around his mind? Because McDan has already spoken about this, and several other business magnates. Dangote said he has Indians and things. So it's becoming literally like an African problem. I mean, you are going into your legacy age. How are we going to kind of whip up the young ones to get this mindset of leading?
I don't think it is magic, and I don't think it is difficult to do.
Okay.
But we must have a patient program of redefining who we are as a people and begin to address this thing consciously. It is something that is sliding past, and we are involved in, we are left to just resort to blaming, but there has to be a starting point. And if I want to just think back, this wasn't the mentality of our progenitors, our forebears. This wasn't the way Ghanaians were known to work. Ghanaians have always been known to be hardworking, very dedicated,
honest,
committed. But that is not what has happened in the last few decades.
That's right.
Things have just spiraled out of control. So if you ask me, I was mentioning retraining our mindset, which has to start from school. I can say that, and I dare say, even in our school system, the kind of mindset that our kids in the second cycle institutions have, even before they get to the tertiary, is even not healthy.
Jesus.
And one thing I found very important in the university, I studied it just for 2 years probably, but which has had an impact because I am by nature a reflective person, is reading philosophy. We need to get back to teaching philosophy even from the basics, to teach our kids what life is about, what humanity is about, what communal living is about, what success is all about. People tend to think, and most of the time, the young ones that are coming up think money is success. We need to redefine what success is. Until we do that, which takes us back to the training years, the basic years, where we can inculcate this in the kids, we are wasting our time.
This on a large scale where it can affect as many people should be like a policy institutionalized.
It should be a policy and be brought down into our curriculum. We have things like moral education and all that. It has to start from the time we are grooming these young ones to come up. Otherwise, it's not going to help.
That brings me to a very important question. Formal education and self-education. I mean, after university, a lot of people stop educating themselves. Do you think that is one of the problems why there's so much human capital performance depletion?
That is, you're partly right. But you see, it is all because of the kind of formal education we have. Because we have a situation where typically a young man writing his final papers is already calling you from school, uncle, I need a job when I come out. And he is so much fixated with finding a job, and even he's choosy where he wants to go, because he has this perception, this place is where you can make money, this place is where they pay well, and yet they know nothing. And I keep telling them, look, your first, probably for me, it took me like 10 years. And that is the yardstick I always take. I say for the first 10 years, you should be thinking about developing your value. Because until you have value, you shouldn't be thinking of making money out of yourself. So, but when you have kids jumping out of school the day they put a full stop to their final paper. They are looking for a job to start making money, not opportunities to develop their value. We have a problem there. And that's why I think that we need to start training them back in the school, what they should be looking forward to and coming out of school. Because when I came out and I started work with Dr. Andum, as I said, my mind was to develop my value.
That's right.
Because I saw in my value, because I started with nobody respecting me in that company.
Exactly.
And so I need to prove myself.
Right.
And I can boast to say that at a point, I was indispensable. Yes.
You build so much value.
So much value. I became indispensable at a point. And so if you can develop your value, then you can sell yourself for whatever price you want to. But you can't be expecting to come from school and jump into a company that should be paying you what a professional career person who has been working for 10 years is earning. But that is the mindset our students come out of school with. And that's why I think that why they wouldn't even look at self-education, because when they come out, they spend more time thinking about how to get money than to even read more, expand their horizon, and to better develop their value. They don't think about that.
So I always ask anybody who come on the program to leave a question for the next guest. Please ask a question for the next guest to answer.
If I'm to ask a question,
Yes, sir.
I want to know, I want somebody's perspective as to when we are going to turn around as a nation.
That's deep. It will take us 24 hours
Yes.
to answer that
when
question.
we are going to turn around.
Do you think that Ghana is business friendly?
It's difficult to say. It depends on which perspective you come from. Ghana is business friendly, but the systems are strangulating. Yes, the people in Ghana are nice people. We're nice people. We welcome people, but the systems are strangulating. I have.
We are still almost in heat doing
Yes.
this interview.
Yeah, exactly. You have businesses.
So current.
You have. I mean, you every day. It's commonplace to hear of businesses that have tried to come here to start their business, to incubate their businesses here. They get frustrated and they have to leave.
That's right.
And so
I had a friend like that from UK.
exactly.
Foods.
So there would be opportunities, but what are the systems and the facilitation that we give to these daring entrepreneurs? Because truth be told, it is not for the weak in heart to put out your capital to start a business. It is not for the weak in heart.
So the least
And so
is the environment.
exactly, and for facilitation.
That's right.
But when you have the system fighting you even for starting your business, then you better not start.
Oh my goodness. So there is a program at UDS that does incubation for business. So if young kids have ideas, they can pitch. So instead of this thing you were trying to espouse, they are chasing money. They are telling them to nurture ideas, build discipline, capital, and all these things that literally they would have to come to employment to do. Do you think that's something we should replicate in other universities?
I think it's long overdue that we don't have entrepreneurship read across all our universities or our professional institutions, because I think we have the Ghanaian by nature is enterprising, and given the opportunity, a lot of our young people can be nurtured to begin their own businesses. Entrepreneurship is not difficult to pursue, the only advantage coming out and working for an employer is about building networks.
That's right.
That is the only thing. But you can have a successful entrepreneur coming out from a first degree.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
But we don't even have efficient counseling systems in our universities, even to deal with counseling,
That's
to be able to advise students
Psychological
which pathway they
Career
want to
choices.
take, career choices. We don't even have that, even to talk about counseling, let alone to have it in a curriculum. I am happy to know we have an association of entrepreneurs in Ghana, but I think it's too dormant an organization. It is something that should be able to reach out beyond the practitioners who get into membership, to begin to put memoranda and begin to put out this deliberate agenda to get entrepreneurship read in almost all our institutions. Because all the students we have in the universities, a number of them are potential entrepreneurs. And if we are actually looking at developing our economy, where we keep touting private sector, it's going to be these young ones with entrepreneurial
future
acumen. We should begin to pick them and nurture them early.
Yeah. Before they fall into wrong hands. Have you had a turn back moment, a time that you almost felt like giving up? And what brought you out?
No. That's why I keep using that word conviction. When I have a strong conviction about something, you must cut off my head to get me to stop.
That's right.
Yes,
That's right.
You must
take
my head off my shoulders, then it will cease.
Right.
But there's not a moment, once I have that conviction that what I'm doing is right, nothing stops me. I have had moments developing Lyman Creek, my company, and its subsidiaries. I've had occasions to rethink. I could have done this better, this way. I should have done this. I should have put this person here. I should have put this person there. That is something we call hindsight. And hindsight is good for experience. But to regret and think of, let me walk away.
Walk away.
That is never in my language.